Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today's message is a little bit different because I will channel for you a message from an angel called Gabriel. Something that I haven't shared with you before is that for the last year I felt a very strong presence from different, I would say, guides that come from infinite love, and you can feel it in the message. And today specifically I felt very guided to just open up. So the message is not for me personally, it's for you, for anyone that needs to hear it. So just open your heart and receive it. And for a moment I will just prepare myself and be a vessel for what needs to come through. Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here, to be able to bring you words of understanding and healing. So firstly, I want to say to all of you how proud we are seeing you keeping up with what you feel in your heart that is the right thing to do with this time. For many of you it was not an easy journey so far. You have been faced with obstacles you never thought they will appear on your journey, and they challenged you to look at your life from different angles. And these different angles introduced you to different aspects of you, so they helped you uncover aspects of you that before were unknown. So basically the obstacles that appeared in your life helped you to awaken parts of your consciousness that were before asleep. And only this understanding alone can help you to be more kind towards you and towards your circumstances, because they're helping you to see. They're helping you to see that most of all you're here on an awakening journey where you're remembering yourself, so you can see and notice that you're not disconnected from where I'm speaking to you. That there's a bond that connects us all, and only when you choose to act and think outside of what's familiar, when you do what's not familiar, you need to use new parts of your consciousness to think with, to see with. And when you use new parts of your consciousness like that, it will always awaken you. And awakening means that you stretch yourself into new levels of understanding. And this new understanding that you're awakening to is helping you to remember that you know so much more than you've been taught, to remember that you are not alone here, that we're always available to you, and you can ask us for guidance, for support, for answers. And to see that your intelligence has a unique language and we understand your language, so we always speak to you in a way that's the most understandable to you. Some may see symbols, some may hear voices, some may just know. And when you start noticing that, you start feeling the bond that you have with us, and thus with the source, or infinite love, or God. Many of you are feeling disturbed right now, but the disturbance is not really your feeling. It's the disturbance of negative forces that have been feeding you, surrounding you, and tricking you into thinking and believing that you need to obey them. But many of you are realizing that it was never your energy, and these ideas were never universal. They were precisely designed and created to trick you, to hook you into a system that was never for your benefit. Now your job is not to develop anger towards it, but just to let it go and see what stays. Those who feel hateful towards what's not serving them will become their own enemies, because what you feel within is always who you are, and hate will create you an enemy of yourself. So our message is not of hate. Our message is of observation, because observation always returns you back to love, because you see connection. You see that everything is connected, and in connection there's resourcefulness, because you see that you're not separate from answers, and therefore you're not separate from source that is giving you answers. And that alone gives you power. And when you're powerful, you're not weak. We all hope for you that you return back to that power that is helping you to see that no negative force has any power over you. You need to be aware of your own direction. You need to notice that you are on a journey here, and when you walk your path, when you move into the direction that you feel that is the right one for you, all the support will come to you, and that is your power. But you also need to realize that many times support comes in obstacles, because that's how you start to look at your life from different angles, and different angles help you to see different ways to move through or around, to overcome or to let go. And therefore, you don't need to figure everything out on your own. You just need to stay present enough to see that whatever is presented to you at this moment is also for you to help you evolve. And instead of resistance, which is a product of old energy of the system we've mentioned before, You just stay present with what is and keep asking yourself, what's the greatest way to work with it, to deal with it? And how it is teaching you to become a greater being of hope and love and honor or kindness because of it. Because every time you look at something as an initiation to become greater at who you are right now, you will always recognize it as your teacher. And therefore your reactive mind will become receptive mind. And that's how you receive the lesson that was needed for you. In this time, there's also a lot of news around new things, like you would call new connections and extraterrestrials and UFOs in your language and things like that. But we just want to let you know that the connection will happen when you will need it. It can be right now, it can be in the next moment. Thinking about what will happen in the future is a product of this old system of yours that hooked you up on the idea of need for anticipation of something that has nothing to do with you in the present moment, and therefore you give up your creative intelligence for the prediction of a system outside of you. So that system controls your thoughts, emotions, and therefore actions. And that's how you fall into a trap of predictive behavior that serves the system. So, to get on your path that is unpredictable means that you become unpredictable. That your thoughts are not a reflection of the artificial source or algorithmic source. Your thoughts become a reflection of your stretch in perception, which means seeing things from different angles. That's why you've been so curious lately. You wanted to see everything from different angles, just so you would build your discernment around everything that is going on right now. And just discernment can help you to notice the difference between what comes from love and what comes from manipulation. And love always feels like aliveness, and manipulation feels like there's just something wrong. There's just something weird with this. So our message to you today is to know that no obstacle on your way was a mistake or a problem or a punishment. It was all put there for you to awaken. And only when you see it as a part of your awakening, you will be curious for how to be better at your own awakening. And to become better at your own awakening, I want to say to be non-reactive, to be open, almost like you would be inspired by the problem that you perceive or obstacle. If you see God in the obstacle, you will know it was placed there with a purpose. And purpose is unknown, but filled with curiosity. So follow the curiosity that feeds your heart with an insight of wisdom. It's a feeling that you have a deep need to know. It's not the same as your mind that just wants to be filled with information because maybe there's a void that you want to run away. A need for wisdom is almost like when you're hungry and you need food. Information doesn't satisfy that need for wisdom. It's a new experience that satisfies that need. That's why so many of you lately have been feeling a deep need for new experiences. Maybe for making changes you haven't done in the last few years. Or maybe finally learning how to forgive and how to let go and how to create a capacity to carrying love even for those who hurt you. Not to allow them to do it again, but just to understand that a hurt you've been carrying in was robbing you from something that could help you to almost like fly, to feel lighter. And wisdom allows you not to repeat what you've done so that happened. So there are two benefits that come with forgiveness. One is that you free yourself from the weight you've been carrying by seeing that event or that person as an event that needed to happen because it initiated a journey for you. But then wisdom in that event is how to understand the science in people that try to do the same, so you stop the event before it happens. Wisdom also helps you to see the source or the reason why these things are happening. And that's another reason why you've been so curious lately, for understanding of your own nature, of human nature, why humans are capable of doing such strange and painful things. It was your own pain that was calling you into understanding, and that's why such events needed to happen, because only by going through them and experiencing them and understanding them and noticing the signs of them happening again, you can heal them. So please just know that nothing was a punishment. Everything was it was a part of your awakening. And some of you have been feeling that you lack support, that you lack resources, that you always lack something. But what that lack was teaching you all along was that you are relying way too much on what you see and not enough on what you feel. The feeling of lack doesn't come as a feeling alone. It comes as a product of your observation that is fueled and driven by an old story that wants to keep you in a state of lack. And the greatest challenge of this time for many of you is to notice the story of the past and release it, like you would let go of an old book that is outdated and what was in it is not correct anymore, or in other words, not aligned with your current time. If you would see it like a book, you would easily let go of it. So the easiest way to let go of a story that runs deeply in your mind is to see it, to notice it, to understand the language of it, to notice every time it turns on, so you can say, oh, this is my old story. This is not what's unfolding. This is not how life is. This is how the old story wants to see it. And that's when the lack feeling or the feeling of lack will disappear immediately, and a new feeling will replace it, and that will be a feeling of presence. It will be a feeling of fullness, almost like you would breathe life into this present moment and you would feel alive. And that feeling will give you insight, and you will call it inspiration. And that insight will guide you into action and you will call it aligned action. And that action will change your direction, and you will call it new reality. And that will create results you will call manifestation. All of that will only happen because you've ditched old story and you've started living without it. Without a story. You've stopped telling story to yourself. So instead of living by an old story, you've started living by writing a new story. There is no story yet. You are writing it right now. So how you're living right now will be only a story in the future, when you will share a story of your past. It doesn't exist. What you're stepping into doesn't exist yet. That's why it feels so strange. For a moment you feel guided, and for the next moment you feel lost. What you're stepping into is the unfamiliar world, and that's why it's so exciting. So stop trying to predict it, because it's only a trap of the old system that wants you to keep you in a predictive mode where predictions are coming from their sources, just to keep you in a creative mode where creativity is fueled by what they want you to think. Just notice that many of your thoughts are not yours. Become aware of them and let them go, and see what stays. What stays is you and loving support we are giving to you. And in the deeper essence, you will always feel the presence of infinity, the infinite love that moves you. And that's something we want you to anchor into, and you will never be disturbed again. We will leave you here now with love and support. Okay, my friends, I hope you found a great value. It was a deep journey, so I hope you found something meaningful, something valuable, and I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. As many of you know, I'm an artist, and I share with you these deeply meaningful and supportive messages to help you focus on what truly matters. To anyone who would like to get a print of it, you can go onto AttractPassion.com and you will find all of my work there. Thank you so much for your support. Also join our Patreon community for more exclusive guidance and teachings. I've just created a school for meditation, which is a practice that can help us to reconnect, to ditch, to let go of thoughts and stories, and we'll do all kinds of different practices also for channeling and for accessing higher wisdom and different activations. So join us there, and also join YouTube membership if you would love to support this channel. Thank you so much, my friends, and till next time, one love.